properties that are unknown. And in our standard detection methods, where we use like the resonance of the nucleus to determine what elements are there, or we use spectroscopy where...
This is an example, a three-dimensional model of the geometry of the hadrons and the nucleus. The protons and the neutrons, called hadrons, in a nucleus. The whole atomic table nest in 3 dimensions, tetracube, octi, cosa, in Moore's work. So a bit of an idea, well, now let's visualize this in 3 dimensions and see what that symmetry is, and do we get implosion?
So the implosion comes in, especially it all started with the platinum metal groups, and what we found is that a lot of the elements, and one of the persons who did a lot of work on this was David Hudson. You've probably heard about white gold powder. In the platinum metal groups, when these elements are in what they're calling a high spin state now in nuclear physics.
That's the origin of the term heaven, by the way, high spin state.
High spin state, yes.
It's the plains of Charon is heaven, and that is a high spin state. It's a big clue. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, and that ties into, basically we're in the realm of, well, just back up a little bit. We're in the realm of mineral alchemy here. There's 3 basic types the alchemists called the 3 kingdoms. That was the plant kingdom, the mineral kingdom, and the animal kingdom. So traditionally you would start in the plant kingdom and make spagyric tinctures and yeah, learn all about, and that term was coined by Paracelsus, who was a famous alchemist. And it comes from 2 words, spagiro and ageria, which mean to take apart.
Or to gyrate.
Yeah, and to put back together.
Who wore a similar hat.
And so some of these early philosophers, now that what we're finding out with modern day physics and quantum physics, is that what these people were saying in the beginning, they were right all along, even though they were, dismissed and swept under the rug. I remember when I was in high school taking chemistry, my teacher said, oh, well, chemistry, evolved from the alchemists, but they were crazy. They were trying to turn lead into gold. But in fact, chemistry is just a small branch on the tree of alchemy. So,
and when we look at the latest, Nassim's physics and others that have taught that all of physics, especially the proton, for example, is about how little black holes are made. That's how you make protons in matter. Everything is a black hole. That's serious physics. And the term chem in alchemy and chemistry means access to a black hole. So you see the symmetry to access a black hole, implosion, alchemy and chemistry, is a serious science.
Yeah, chem is Arabic for black, so L being the article word meaning the, so the blackness, the black hole. And it proves, what Nassim's work is doing is proving what the alchemists have said all along. They said from the one, through the one, to the one, and essentially we are all one, and you've heard that term, but what exactly do they mean by that? What we're finding out is that the amount of energy in a single proton is equal to the amount of energy in the entire universe. So,
yeah, very fractal.
Yeah, so it goes very fractal, and you can look at it down. The other famous alchemical statement in the Emerald Tablet of Hermes is, as is above, so it is below, and as it is below, so it is above. So they realize that this whole universe is fractal and recursive, all the way down to the smallest particle. And that's why through the measurements of like the Planck's length, what they're doing with these particle colliders is looking for these smallest particles. But what they should be looking for is the nodes, these harmonic nodes.
The structure, the ratio.
The ratios.
The actual symmetry recipe.
That's far more important. Yeah, the particle is nothing because they're stumbling across the particles, but they're not finding out that they're fitting in with these ratios. And all you have to do is understand the ratio, and you can realize that it goes infinitely in both directions.
And that, by the way, is where that famous E8, where they got the latest model of the unified field with Garrett Lisi. He said, you take that symmetry, and you can animate the wave nodes, and you get every single fundamental particle and the graviton through the information. And it turns out, this is Garrett Lisi, very famous work, the latest unified field. And it turns out that E8 is built entirely on golden ratio, you see? So that's the actual mechanism. The principle is the ratio of symmetry.
So even when we go into the nucleus, that we're finding this ratio, and in the high spin states that these atoms seem to have, we're finding that they call it super deformity. When the nucleus super deforms, it doesn't have the same vibratory signal that we're used to. So that's why there's been no standard mechanical measurements that we can detect these things. But what we're finding out is almost the more rare the element is, the more abundant it is in these high spin states. So some rare, very rare metals like iridium and rhodium that we have to dig down into the Earth's crust 26,000 years, interestingly enough, to find them in the metallic state. Well, they're quite abundant everywhere. They're in the streams, they're in the air, they're in the fruits and the vegetables. Plants seem to accumulate, if not transmutate, these metals into these high spin states. So as you consume them, your body integrates them. And your body does transmutation processes as well. Richard Allen Miller has done a lot of work on that.
And started by Louis Hebron.
ATP production.
Where the coal miner was not making, was it phosphorus in his blood, but they proved that the miners actually synthesized the missing atoms in their blood. So literally, inside biology, you're making atoms. But that brings up the question of what Paul's speaking about, that to say, well, was the gold atom in the fruit, or did it somehow precipitate there? We're learning that with the right seed of symmetry, charge will precipitate the life-giving symmetry. And that flower of the beginning of life, like a little flower of charge, can grow spontaneously if you get the frequency recipe right, the field right. In the Sumerian literature, that's called ME, which Zechariah Sitchin thought meant computer disk, but it meant more. It meant the electric seed of life. And you see it blossoming spontaneously in the right electric field. And now Dan Burish is calling that the Ganesh particle, that it's self-organizing. It seems to grow like a flower, crystallize out of the vacuum. And here we're seeing that these high spin state materials, actually, the seed is there. So
yeah, and this is what's occurring in nature. Like, we've been taught that when you pan for gold in a river and you find these little flecks that, somewhere upstream there's a vein of gold which grows next to quartz, interestingly enough. It has a very high affinity for silica. But they're saying, well, there's a vein of gold and it's slowly getting broken off and these particles are showing up downstream. But what we know now is that water in a natural system contains these high spin elements, and they're just really popping out of their high spin state into the atomic spin state and attracted chemically to bond together into what precipitates out of the water as these gold flecks. So what we're finding is that the ocean, river water is very rich in gold, very rich in the other elements, but the ocean is quite a combination of all these high spin states elements in there. And there's people doing work with precipitating out the salts and the magnesium from the ocean water, which can be done with just alkaline type materials like sodium hydroxide, which is the common lye that you put down drain cleaner, that you put down your drain to clean it out. But when you bring up the pH to a very high alkalinity, these things will precipitate out and they get trapped in the magnesium within the thing. So you may have heard a term called ormus. So the ormus material is very Harder's done a lot of work in introducing that technique.
And the biological applications of that. You see, there's a couple things. The deep sea water seems to have more of it.
Yeah.
And the deep sea water is more fractal, more charged, more compressed. And then once you get that precipitate out of there, it's not actually a gold atom yet.
Right.
But it's a material that's fabulous for agriculture.
Absolutely.
And the reason it's fabulous for agriculture is helpful and instructive to what we're talking about here today.
Yeah.
That biology requires a fractal field, basically.
Yeah.
It's really the secret of good agriculture is to get some of that material in your compost pile.
Yeah, so if you guys have gardens and compost here, it's quite a simple process just to go down to the water.
It's cheap.
Very cheap. Bring this up, get some sodium hydroxide, precipitate out this white material in there, and you throw it in your gardens and your plants grow.
It's amazing stuff, and you combine that with the microbe recipes, the Japanese effective microorganisms. You combine that with effective microorganisms and the Ormes-like products, and all of Barry Carter's films are on the web. They can.
Yes.
And his website is.
Subtleenergies.com.
So this is well known.
There's a lot of information on there. He's got pictures on there from people just south of here that grew walnuts, and your average size walnut is about this big. But from the plants